Hisuian Avalugg will be available to use in Generation 9 with the release of Pokemon Home. This regional variant of the iconic defensive Ice-type Avalugg seems to be more popular than I thought. Many of you have requested this one, so here I am to explore the myriad wonderful possibilities that Hisuian Avalugg brings to the table. The Paldea region has no idea what's coming. Strap in, folks, because we're about to take a look at one of the most frightening new Pokemon coming to Gen 9. Be sure to check out my second channel, linked in the pinned comment, for Pokemon Showdown ladder gameplay videos. Like this video and subscribe to this channel for more informative content about Gen 9 competitive singles. The original Avalugg is a strange Pokemon. It has one of the highest defense stats in the entire game, but the worst defensive typing in the game, Ice. Ice types are almost always more suited to an offensive role, and a defensive Ice type has never been effective in competitive singles. With many common weaknesses, including a damning weakness to Stealth Rock and almost no resistances, it's just not a good fit on a defensive Pokemon. So when Game Freak decided to design a regional variant for this Pokemon, they really lived up to their name. Those freaks made Avalugg's already terrible defensive profile even worse by adding a second type, Rock. This type combination is truly horrendous. This Pokemon is weak to everything. It's ×4 weak to fighting and steel. It's weak to rock, grass, ground, water. It's also ×4 weak to stepping on a piece of Lego that someone left on the floor, and also a slight breeze. So what does Hisuian Avalugg have to show for this massive typing downgrade? Hisuian Avalugg has a slightly increased attack stat compared to the original Avalugg, and also has a new ability, Strong Jaw, which grants 1.5 times damage to bite-based attacks. This is a good ability. However, Hisuian Avalugg only gets 2 good biting moves, Ice Fang and Crunch. Turning Crunch into a 120 power dark move is nice, and Ice Fang becoming 97 power is decent as well. Hisuian Avalugg's signature move, Mountain Gale, is a 100 power physical Ice-type attack with 85 accuracy and a 30% chance to flinch. Although this move is less accurate than Ice Fang for a similar amount of power, I think this will be the better choice because of the flinch chance and the fact that it doesn't make contact with enemies, meaning it won't be affected by things like Rocky Helmet or Rough Skin. So, Hisuian Avalugg is much more offensively oriented than the original Avalugg. The issue with this is that you're extremely slow and your defensive value is non-existent. The only way this Pokemon can work as an offensive threat is on Trick Room teams, where its offensive stab could actually be very threatening. Trick Room is not the most consistent strategy in competitive singles, since it only lasts for a brief 5 turns. If you're trying to use this strategy, you probably don't want to be using a Pokemon with 0 defensive merit that can only function when the Trick Room is up. There are much better, slow, bulky attackers you can use that are enhanced by Trick Room, but also aren't completely useless without it. Iron Hands and Ursaluna are examples of this. I really hate to say it, folks, but this Pokemon is absolutely terrible. If this Pokemon ends up in RU, it'll be a miracle. I love the designs and ideas behind many of the Hisui Pokemon, and I think they're some of the most flavorful and inspired designs we've seen in these games in a very long time. But this one falls completely flat. Flatter than Avalugg itself. This type combination on a slow defensive Pokemon just fundamentally doesn't work and makes no sense. Strong Jaw only applies to 2 relevant moves in this Pokemon's moveset. That is just really disappointing. Its signature move isn't even a bite-based attack. Compare this to Hisuian Samurott and Kleavor, who both have Sharpness, which increases the damage of slice-based moves. Both of their signature moves are buffed by this ability, and they have many different slicing moves in their movesets to take advantage of the extra slice-based damage. Even though Avalugg itself is a pretty poor design, with a typing that isn't great for its role, it'll still be more effective than its Hisuian counterpart. I guess Avalugg evolved out of that rock typing for its own survival. Folks, this table brings absolutely nothing to the table, and it will not change competitive Pokemon in Generation 9. But what do you think? Will Hisuian Avalugg end up in RU, NU, or maybe even PU? What Hisuian Pokemon are you looking forward to using the most after the release of Home? And what would you like me to talk about next? Let me know down below in the comments. And thank you for watching. Check out my second channel, linked in the pinned comment, for Showdown ladder gameplay videos. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more informative content about Gen 9 competitive singles. Thank you to the patrons. If you'd like to see a team that you built feature in one of my videos, or request a video topic for me to cover, take a look at my Patreon link in the description for more information.
The money got different, cause of what I'm spending. The money got different,
Oh, it's
cause of what I'm
Megaphone!
spending.
Whoa!
The money
KO'd
got
by
different,
one hit! It
cause
scattered
of what I'm
spikes!
spending. The money got different, cause of what I'm spending.